This whole cactus garden's new. Like all of this shit was not here. It's crazy. I haven't been back here in like 15 years maybe. This is pretty trippy. No DMT needed. Half of the structures like this one right here are brand new. The one we're going to right now was condemned and they're gonna demolish it. So it's kind of why we're going here. Capture a place that might not exist really soon. Let's see if this is open even. Welcome to the borough. Yeah, it's still here. You can actually play the stairs. So you can see why I'd fucking just come and hide in here. There was not a lot of activity through here. So I could just record stuff in here.
So you used to play guitar in here too, then, huh?
Dude, this very guitar, I should add. I've had this guitar since high school. Sorry, new strings. High of American life, we forgot it. The water ran dry and the reddening sky let the sun in. Then came a guy telling tactical lies and you bought it. Now the well is the same and the poison and rain will replenish. Cool, man.
That was awesome.
It feels crazy to be in here, man. So glad to have you here, though. It is actually pretty sad to think of this place coming down. Staircase is choreographed the way you walk, period, but like, that just choreographed a whole musical experience for me, you know? Part of the reason I think I left architecture, among other things, was that I felt like I was more concerned with what happened inside the buildings. And then I switched my major to theater and started acting. If I didn't leave this place when I did, I never would have met health, so. A lot of silver lining on me dropping out of this place. So it is kind of baking right here.
Yeah.
Why don't we check out this other stairwell? So the story of this school, Kellogg actually, the fucking cereal guy. This was Kellogg's ranch, and he was obsessed with Arabian horses. So when he decided to hand the land over to the state for school, he required, like, you have to breed a certain number of Arabian horses every year, and like that's the deal. At the time with 9/11, the Iraq War was just starting. Maybe it was just the shine of high school wearing off, you know. I kind of liked high school. Junior year, ended up starting a band. You know, thanks mom too on that one. She really instilled that, like, you know, not until your homework's done, but it's like, that's a good motivation to finish your homework. My dad was like a jazz pianist growing up. He had a day job. He came home from that, same style. His only thing he wanted to do was play music when he got home. Drums and guitar came into my life in high school. Architecture was a, okay, time to get serious move. Like coming here, I think it was the first time I was kind of rocked in that foundation of like, whoa, I don't know shit. As college should do, you know. But you should also learn that you don't know shit in high school too, you know, a little better. You know, I liked buildings and I liked the idea. I liked drawing enough. I was good at math, decent understanding of physics. So I was interested in it. And I guess the first personal reason was I didn't want to go to music school because I didn't want to kill that passion. I thought if I go and institutionalize myself to be studio ready, for instance, you know, like the best session drummers out there, like I might hate this thing. Really kind of ignored music for the first year or so of architecture. It really was like, I'm done with that, you know? And plus you just have no time. I put a lot of shit on my credit card, that's for sure, to make models. Like the other part that you don't get for architecture is the stress of spending money. Like no one teaches you how to be economical. And that's not part of being an architect. There was a lot of things that were just like, this is just fucking, you know, bullshit. Like I said earlier, I was concerned more about like the life of the buildings. You saw that space. That's a lonely fucking space back there. I would take a fucking, probably a bottle or a 6-pack in there. Like it was a great place for solace and for me to kind of recoup whatever it was from the stress here. But it was like, people would come through, they'd just be like, what's up? Playing a song, if I was recording something, just start over, you know, whatever. It's hilarious to me now. And actually I think back about it. If I had smoked weed regularly, I might have actually finished architecture school. I really might have just chilled the fuck out and really enjoyed it. Because I really didn't start smoking until I completely like left that place, went to theater. It was like drumming to me. It was like, all right, so this is the script and this is what my actions are, cool. Now the drums are in front of me and here's how I'm gonna play them this time, you know? All right. See how this sounds. And I think I just got to a point where I was alienating myself in that world too, because I just couldn't separate the bullshit. I felt at the end of the day, every actor wanted to be a rock star. Like Johnny Depp starts a band, like everyone fucking starts a band. Theater and acting are actually something that I thought about revisiting, which actually has crossed my mind again lately. So who knows, watch out. If I didn't drop out of school in 2003 or whatever, I wouldn't have found health. I basically said, yeah, I am gonna go into music at that point. Fuck everything. I had a really good mentor, good friend of mine still, named Rob. So Rob basically was just like, dude, if that's your passion, go for it, brother. You know, like, my dad happened to be kind of in between places in Pasadena. He had an apartment for a year or so with an open room. We lost our father about 10 years ago. That was a pretty crucial time to have spent with him, too, looking back at it. So I'm working a shit job at a hardware store. There's nothing but motivation to make it in a band that gets on the road ASAP. Life's gonna be full of trouble. What trouble do you like? I was just basically saying, these are the kinds of problems that I like to solve. This music thing, to me, it's like I'm solving a puzzle. What's the best way to finish these words, this movement of the song, to resolve this? How can I learn these rudiments better? I like this problem. Craigslist comes into the picture. That's where I found health. I was looking at, you know, the music section, drummers wanted. Tried out for, you know, 3 or 4 maybe. John reached out to me. I guess they gave me a song or 2 demo to learn. They were in like a just closet, you know, Jake at the end of the room, Jupiter sitting down, computer in front of them, kind of austere hellos, not a lot of like, hey, how's it going, buddy? You know, it's just kind of like, so I'll play those songs. I don't really remember a lot of much small talk anyway. It was just like pretty much slammed them and just, you know, mic drop. So I'll probably hear back from you guys later, whatever, you know, good talking, whatever. And I was out and I was like, sweet. Didn't get a call back for almost 2 months. So I was back to the drawing boards, and then John, one of the funnier idiosyncrasies he has to this day is he has an OCD almost knack of not letting go of information. If you call him too, he'll always answer. That's why the hotline is perfectly in John's hands. And he will never lose a phone number. So he held on to it, and I just got this random call. It was just like, oh yeah, what's up? Fuck yeah, like inside, I was like, yes. They were kind of dealing with another drummer, probably unknown to most people about health. It wasn't working. One of their biggest peeves with him, they hated ride cymbal. Every drummer, standard, you have your hi-hat and your ride cymbal and your crash. It's just a standard setup. And it was just like, no ride cymbal? What the fuck's wrong with these guys? All right. I just have a crash now. We're starting to fuck around with feedback more and stumbled upon what we call the zoot horn, which is the microphone feedback loop through pedals. We have a song called Zoot Horns on our first album, just doing zoot horns with me on doing a drum freak out. That freak out though, that little like crazy moment, it stops and then we go and I start to use this trash hat or whatever you call stack symbol on my right, and it really defines accents in the song and just blends perfectly to that crazy chaotic noise shit that we do. MySpace was something that really made a difference back then, and Jake and John just had a knack for setting up shows across the country for our first couple of tours. So we did as DIY as you could imagine. You know, we had like a 10-minute set. We called it the death set. We had 2 cars at first, Jupiter's Jetta and then like my Civic. Kind of into this road dog sort of mentality, like eating fucking, you know, a can of beans under an overpass while it's freezing in the middle of nowhere on your way to play to 5 people. Getting to the next town without gas money from the show is a problem you need to enjoy. That shit was basically the first 5 years or so of our band, you know? Like most bands, I'm not saying it was special. Our friend Picture Plane, Travis, just posted something the other day from an old show at Rhinoceropolis. Places like that influenced us just so much, you know, and obviously started a relationship to this day with Travis. So I don't know how to tell people to get that kind of experience, especially these days. With the digital kind of social media wave we're under, that we're like further and further from that. And that's just, right, 10, 15 years ago. It's not 20, 30 years ago. I've quit drinking. So I've had a lot of time to sit and think about all this shit. And I'm not saying I'll never drink again, but I will say like, it took faith. And I'm not religious in any way. And I do think of this specific story, like Liars was a big deal to us. We went to see them play at Troubadour. We had our first album out, and I just remember, you know, the alcohol kicked in and we were all kind of in that kicking ourselves, sort of like leaving the show, never gonna be that good kind of talk was going on. But I was just like, no, we can fucking do that, guys. We're gonna play the Troubadour. Don't worry, like bullshit, fuck that. I believed in them that much. I believed in us, myself, and I don't always come off as probably someone who believes that much in myself, you know, or anything for that matter. Sure enough, 2 years later, our Get Color record release at the Troubadour. You have to fucking believe in that, you know, happening. It's not, there's no other way. Like last year, we did a year of touring rather, and it was amazing, but it's so humbling every time. You just get a new version of an ass kicking, and it's hard for me to lose that. To me, I just can't even imagine being above it, you know, being too cool. Like, it's like,
As the song goes on.
yeah. I wonder
How
what the fuck is this song called anyway? Whole life I've heard this. Yeah, speaking of faith, yes. But yeah, dude, that is really something I kind of hold on to this day. It's like, you gotta pay your dues, sure. But like anything, like if you don't enjoy that part of the process, get the fuck out. But everyone's cut out for whatever the fuck they're cut out for, you know? Just go do it.